Hello, Bears fans, and welcome to more coverage here on HersheyBears.com. It's another 3-game and 3-night stretch this weekend for the Chocolate and White, and that means we embark on more coverage of the East Division leaders. Your East Division leaders thrilled us last weekend, defeating the Binghamton Senators and Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins before picking up 1 point in an overtime setback against the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Offense was distributed throughout the lineup, defense answered some tough calls, and goaltenders continued to give the Bears a good chance to win all 3 games. 5 out of 6 points gave the Bears a 4-point division lead and brought them right into the thick of the Eastern Conference race. This weekend's 3-3 for the Bears is going to be a little bit different, and it might just be the toughest. The format is going to be road, home, and road. We're going to see all opponents from other Eastern Conference divisions and one team we have yet to see this year. So with that, we go back roaring on the road, presented by Travel Champs. The Bears begin this weekend by taking on the Albany Devils. Back on January 17th, the Devils gave the Bears quite a hassle, coming back from 3 separate deficits to force overtime. Casey Wellman started what many thought was going to be a blowout, scoring just 10 seconds after the opening faceoff. Thomas Kondratic made it 2-0 just 3 minutes later, but Stefan Matteau and Reese Scarlett scored to tie the game before Stan Galiev restored a 1-goal lead at the intermission. Darcy Zajac and Reed Boucher scored power play goals in the second period to bookend one potted by Chris Connor, and after 8 combined goals in the opening 40 minutes, nobody would beat either Philip Grubauer or Devils backstop Scott Wedgwood in the third. Galiev did the job in overtime, scoring on a 4-on-3 power play chance to send the Bears to their second victory against the Devils. The first came on January 9th, when Washington Capitals netminder Justin Peters came to join the Bears for some conditioning work. He returned to the building in which his pro career began in 2006 and posted a 24-save shutout, while Chris Brown scored twice and Galiev and Philippe Cornet provided the offense in a 4-0 victory. Friday's face-off from Times Union Center in Albany is set for 7 o'clock. You can tune into the M&C Foreign Car Parts pregame show at 6:20 on the Bears Radio Network. We'll have it for you live on Soft Rock 100.1 WQIC and Fox Sports 1460. The Bears will then face a long night of travel back here to Giant Center. And our next opponent might very well be rested and ready by the time the Bears cross into New Jersey on the team bus. After visiting the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins on Friday, the Portland Pirates come to town for the first of a 4-game season series. Portland, the top AHL developmental club of the Arizona Coyotes, have won 11 of their last 17 games to keep pace as one of the top 8 teams in the Eastern Conference. Looking at the Pirates roster, it's tough to see how this club started out the season, losing 7 of their first 9 out of the gate. On the team's recent trip to St. John's, they proved just how deadly they can be on offense. In the Friday starter, the Pirates matched a franchise record for most goals in a road game in an 8-1 trouncing of the Ice Caps, which also happened to be an Ice Caps franchise record for largest margin of defeat. 18, count them, 18 different players found the score sheet on the night for Portland, and that includes longtime AHL goaltender Mike McKenna. St. John's did manage a win in the Saturday rematch, a 1-0 overtime decision, hardly a game with the excitement of Friday. Heading into this weekend, and at the time of this recording, Portland is without McKenna, who is tied for the most shutouts in the league with 5. McKenna has been twice recalled by the Coyotes and remains there as of this week. Leading scorer Alexander Bolduc, who was a member of the Western Conference champion Manitoba Moose that went down to defeat against Hershey in the 2009 Calder Cup Finals, also remains on NHL recall after posting 30 points in 37 games. Bolduc, center Brendan Shinneman, and winger Lucas Lesio are already all on recall, a trio that has accounted for 32 of Portland's 126 goals, which is just over 25%. The Bears also have lots of inside information on the Pirates, thanks to 3 of our own that once made Maine their home. Line mates Chris Connor, Tim Kennedy, and Chris Brown all made their way from Portland to Hershey at one time or another, and have several former teammates that will be on the opposite side of the red line on Saturday. The trio has combined for 86 points on the season so far. The Bears are 4-2-1-1 against the Pirates over the last 5 years, in-season series that typically only are played just twice. But this year, the Bears and the Pirates are actually going to play 4 times. Portland is going to come back here on March the 8th, and then we go up to Maine for a 2-game set in the middle of the month of March. In the team's last meeting back at the Pirates' former temporary home, the Androscoggin Bank Coliseum last March, forward Caleb Herbert scored his first 2 professional points in a 3-2 Bears victory. The Pirates' 29th road game of the season is on Saturday here at Giants Center and can be heard beginning at 6:20 across the entire Bears radio network. The Bears will wear Valentine's Day jerseys that will be auctioned off post-game live, and we certainly hope to see you here. And there will be no time for Valentine's night pleasantries this time around, as the Bears are going to hop right back on the team bus after that game against the Pirates for a 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon tilt in Bridgeport against the Sound Tigers. Our old friend and former goaltender David Leggio was in net for the Sound Tigers in the two teams' last meeting on December 5th here in Hershey, and he didn't fare too well. Bridgeport's league-best power play attacked for 2 goals on 3 chances on the night, with Scooter Vaughn and Mike Halmo the goal scorers, but Hershey had some offense of their own. Stan Galiev and Chris Connor also converted on the man advantage, while Chris Brown scored twice and Joel Broda added his 3rd of the season in a 6-3 victory. Bridgeport has recently lost 2 of their top players to NHL recall when the New York Islanders summoned forwards Colin McDonald and Harry Zolnichuk last week. Both players have recorded 14 goals and have combined for 71 points for former Bears captain Brent Thompson's squad. But there is plenty of talent on this team, including speedy forward and Calder Cup champion Corey Conacher, whom the Bears have not seen since his days with the Norfolk Admirals. The Sound Tigers have just 2 wins in their last 8 games, and both wins required overtime, including their most recent win over a very good Hartford Wolfpack team last Saturday. Sunday's game hits the entire Bears radio network beginning at 2:20. We look forward to having you tune in as the Bears look to continue their march upward. That will do it for Roaring on the Road, presented by Travel Champs. I'm Scott Stuccio. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you this weekend.